My name is Micaiah. I'm the Meredith. I'll be preaching Jonah. Have you ever avoided something? An awkward situation, a responsibility, or even a person? How did that go? Think of a situation where you did that. In the Bible, we hear about a prophet who tried to do all three of these. His name was Jonah. What do we know about Jonah? Most of us probably think of Jonah and the fish, the classic tale from Bible class. It's a story that makes sense even to children. You probably know that he was told to go preach to Nineveh, but instead of preaching, he ran away. He ran away from the call of God. Now the word of the Lord came to Jonah, the son of Amittai, saying, Arise, go to Nineveh, that great city, and cry out against it, for their wickedness has come up before me. But Jonah arose to flee to Tarshish from the presence of the Lord. This is the first example of Jonah avoiding his responsibility. Having heard the word of God, he ignores God. When we're running away from something that we don't want to do, we often employ similar tactics. There is a Chinese phrase, 装作没听见. Literally it says, pretend not to hear, but it has the effect, I know you heard me, so don't act like you didn't. When we're running from something, we often, my mom, who will be watching this on YouTube, she can confirm that she has to use this a lot. Maybe in your household, you've heard something similar. One of the ways we get out of uncomfortable tasks is by ignoring the command and hoping that whoever told us to do the thing forgets about it. After pretending not to hear God's command, Jonah quietly plans a little vacation trip to Tarshish. He went down to Joppa and found a ship going to Tarshish. So he paid the fare and went down into it, to go with them to Tarshish from the presence of the Lord. His resort location, Tarshish, it's on the very edge of the Jewish known world, and it's in the opposite direction of Nineveh. He is trying to get as far away from God's call as he can. Another thing that stands out in this passage is the downward motion. When you run from God, the only place you can go is down. And after this moment, Jonah's journey takes a downward spiral. Another way that we run from responsibility is by hiding. On the ship, Jonah hides. But Jonah had gone down to the lowest part of the ship, had lain down, and was fast asleep. Have you ever been in a situation where you hoped maybe everything was just a dream? Or maybe in a different life, have you been told to clean your room, but instead of cleaning, you just moved all the clutter into the closet and shut the door? The phrase is out of sight and out of mind, and maybe this is what Jonah is doing. He's at the bottom of the ship where nobody is, and maybe he thinks he's out of sight. Well, in the meantime, God sends a storm after Jonah. It is such a mighty storm that the pagan sailors think some god must be angry at them. Then God sends the ship's captain to wake Jonah up and bring him out of hiding. So the captain came to him and he said to him, What do you mean, sleeper? Arise, call upon your God. Perhaps your God will consider us, so that we may not perish. God is trying to get Jonah's attention. The storm is a wake-up call. This week at Caruso, in Devin's class, we learned that if God does not succeed in getting your attention by blessing you, then he will send a storm after you. The storm and the captain are here to turn Jonah back to God and to God's will. The sailors find out that Jonah is responsible for the storm, and so they want to know what to do. It's so severe that they think that they'll all die. Jonah says, Throw me in the sea. But this is just a cowardly act of running from God. The sailors don't want to throw him into the sea because they don't want his death on their hands. But in this great storm, Jonah plans to go and die. If going down is the only way that you can run from God, then dying is the furthest you can go in Jonah's mind. Jonah is going to Hades, to Sheol, the place of the dead at the very depths of the world. And if Jonah dies, then he surely can't go to Nineveh, right? Well, God says, oh, no, you don't. And in the last verse of Jonah chapter 1, it says, Now the Lord prepared a great fish to swallow Jonah. And Jonah was in the belly of the fish for 3 days and 3 nights. It is here in the belly of the fish where we see the first time Jonah actively turns back to God. It is the first time in the book of Jonah where Jonah speaks to God. His whole journey here has been one big downward spiral. But finally, here at the bottom, he has a turnaround. He can look up to God, and God has his attention now. For all of Jonah's efforts, ignoring God's call, trying to sneak off to Tarshish, hiding in the bottom of the ship, and attempting to hide in the house of Hades, God was there, and God was trying to bring him back. Remember at the beginning how I asked if you had a time where you tried to escape responsibility? Did you succeed? If you were like me, probably not. Jonah could not run from God. God called him back. God will get your attention too. He will call you back as well. Maybe there is a call you're ignoring or running from. Maybe there are storms in your life, and maybe God is using these storms to get your attention and bring you back to his purposes. God will seek you out. Thank you.